from Mamano. I greet you all lovers of freedom. I greet you all seekers of justice. Wherever you are watching from, I salute you. This is Akpan Soko, your own favorite presenter, your very great political analyst from the Biafran Radical Freedom TV. And I have something very important to draw attention to. You know, when we tell you that this our struggle is so spiritual, because we are getting there already. Thank God for bringing in the good finisher. Yes, it's really a divine arrangement. Now, there is something I want to share with us. Please, make sure you follow to the end. It's going to be very, very short. I'm not sure it will be up to 30 minutes. So, now, you follow it so painstakingly and we get there. MKO Abiola, you remember? This is one of the most reputed Nigerian politicians, the days of the SDP. Now, 1993, you remember June 12th, this is it. Now, this is MKO Abiola you are seeing here on the screen. MKO Abiola, the name who was said to be the man who enjoyed the freest and the fairest election. But that you will know today if it was. The man who enjoyed the highest popularity in the history of Nigerian election, as they said, the man who was so bold, just like Tinubu and the Buhari, to say he doesn't necessarily need the vote of Igbos to win election. That is MKO Abiola. Good. Now, this is Kinjibe, his vice. Today, do you remember the story of Muslim ticket? Mumu. Now look at Mumu. This is where the Mumu started. This is where the jihadist agenda all started. Now here the son of MKO Abiola have come to, he said, I have come to tell the world the truth. I have come to tell the Nigerian people the truth. The MKO Abiola's son, Jabiu said, I have come to tell the world the truth. I have come to tell Nigerians the truth. This is the man they said he means very well. In fact, he is the best of the best. The wonderful president they never had. In fact, you can even see some of the responses from different media. Look here. So this one now is also suggestive of the best president Nigerian people never had. MKO Abiola. Now this takes us to the question. All this jihadist movement, all this mumu that you are seeing today, how did it originate? How did it all start? The history of, say, Monimis Road joining the politics, people who had all sort of dirty money from every dirty deal joining politics. The origin in Nigerian politics, this is the origin here. MKO Abiola's son, Jamiu, has come to reveal everything, and you will hear from him yourself. But before then, let us do the little preamble that we need to do. Now look at it. 1993, June 12th, MKO Abiola was said to have won election. Democracy defense. Now the son said today that it is the same way that you will see Tinubu championing democracy, being the lord of democracy, that this is the same way his father was the lord of democracy. That is to say, and you know what is democracy? Democracy that has been defined in the simplest way anyone can understand, by Abraham Lincoln. Now he said that it is the government of the people, from the people, by the people, to the people. Government of the people, it is by the people. That is the power coming from the people, then returned to the people. Then the cradle of this democracy, which is the test of popularity of opinion in terms of who is the people's mandate. Now, this is how MKO Abiola's son himself said that his father enjoys, in fact, he and the Buhari and Tinubu, in fact, the blueprint of MKO Abiola's political life, his manifesto, everything he intended doing. In fact, the Tinubu and Buhari are the embodiment of MKO Abiola's political ideology. They, all of them, campaigned with hope, renewed hope, and all of them were mumu oriented, especially now. The issue you are hearing that the jihadists were doing everything possible to project, to make sure that jihadists are in charge. There is a video I did yesterday. I tried talking on this, but a lot of you did not watch it. It was about the Mieti Allah and the Talibans. Maybe you need to go and watch that video too, so that you get some of the background. Now, the origin of what you are seeing today, you remember the language of despotism, the hawkish language that Abiola used, that he doesn't need the Igbos to win election. The same thing that Tinubu manifested, and you remember even Buhari. That's why none of these three got elections, got votes from the Igbo origin. And that is why all of the three share the same view, which is tilted towards jihad, projecting Islamism of extreme. Now the Muslim ticket you are seeing now, this is the origin of it. They were saying everything. He said, we don't give a damn. If Igbos don't care, let them not vote me. After all, now the election that you people conducted with the IREV and the Beavers, you saw that the test of popularity, the overwhelming voting strength you heard about the North, and what played out in reality, where they tried to avoid the IREV, avoid the Beavers, the Koshot. In fact, as we speak, Osita Chidoka carried out a research. You can check that from Channels TV. Osita Chidoka. They carried out research about the election, a very transparent, non-partisan, and you see the result. Go and check the result. So over 60% are things that doesn't exist. The result now, PM was talking about the 30 million or how many million that the turn up of the Nigerian elections, and how it cannot be equated to what has manifested in the Biafran referendum, given that the Biafran referendum had a very large distance from whatever the elections that I've had in the whole of southern region. Now, in a particular region. Now, he did not even take into account the fact that the ones you even saw, the figures you even saw, over 60% are not the actual things, even with the Beavers and the IREV. So in a country where democracy is the best, in fact, the best carriers of democracy are people like MKO Abiola, whose the manifestation he never gave. His son now is telling you he is with the blueprint of his father, is what is now embodied and manifested by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If you go by that his interview you are going to watch here, he said it all. The same way his father operates, the same view of life. In fact, from the time immemorial, when his father was fighting, it was Tinubu that was fighting alongside with him as a defender of democracy. And you saw what happened in the 2023 general concluded selection, which they told you it was election. Now this is the way MKO Abiola projects defend democracy. Democracy where even the leadership, even selection, the determination of the people's will in terms of selecting who represents them is robbed. Then where else do you want to get the test of democracy from? This is the MKO Abiola you missed. The wonderful angel that you never had of a leader. So now, the wonderful people of Biafra, the good indigenes, the indigenous people who are all now, blanketed into a name, one Nigeria. Can you see the hopelessness of your hope. The hope you ever had that you are going to have the Peter be the Messiah you are looking at. Being a governor like Tinubu was a governor in Lagos State, Tinubu never performed very worse. He never performed very badly. But look at Tinubu as president of Nigeria now. So when you were looking at Peter Obi, from the eyes of him having served Anambra people at the capacity of a governor, and you want to use that same assessment, to measure or to relate to the overall leadership of a population of virtually 300 million people who doesn't agree, who exist on a dangerous diversity wherein their unity is never negotiated any day, where the marriage they are into is a marriage forced on them all, where there is no semblance, there is no connection between the people who are forced together, where even when you are giving in fact, if Tinubu decides to even give the best today, like when he tried to do a little thing on food, he was, it was politicized by the Northerners, who were even diverting all the food truckloads of food to Niger Republic and the other neighboring towards Chad. There is nothing you will do. So I am telling you today for free, all you one Nigerianists, that this is MKO Abiola, the angel in human clothing you never had as a president. Here comes his son telling you, if you remember, look at all he said in 2019, Inyebe. Thank God for Inyebe coming up to draw our attention to that. This is what he said about Tinubu, Buhari, that Buhari, in fact, is a God sent. The same way that the Buhari and his father, in fact, just share everything in common. That this is exactly what Buhari is giving today is what his father would have given. So the terror that has been delivered by these two people is the same terror, in fact, maybe worse one, because somebody who had that committed spirit of running a mumu ticket, from that time, you can know how dangerous that person would be. Because the ones that are running mumu ticket today were borrowing a leaf. They borrowed a leaf from MKO Abiola. That Abiola did it at different occasions. They cited Abiola. So why won't they do it? Now this bring you to the election that you have all of you rated to be the freest and the fairest. Why do you think it was the freest? So if the serial election rigger, if the unrepentant electoral manipulator is the best of his friends, best of MKO Abiola's friends, and is the one that his Abiola's children are saying that is the one that emulated every step of their father political lifestyle, and he is living up to it. And even till today, even in the face of the ruin that he has brought upon Nigerian people, they are still proud to say this is what their father would have delivered. That the fact that this is a carbon copy of their father. So what is still giving you hope? What is the source of your hope at this point? That you want a working state. That a working state is, this kind of state is possible. What inspires you? No be Igbo be that. No Igbo. What else if not Igbo that inspires you? That keeps you focused, that you are hoping to get a hope different from the hope MKO Abiola, Tinubu, and Buhari share in common. Where else are you getting the hope? These are the people you have always said were either you call Jagaban or the fighter of corruption and indiscipline with what do you call him? Idiabon. And today, let me save my breath and allow you to listen to MKO Abiola's son, Jamiu, and then afterwards you hear what this scholarly barrister in Yebiet Effiong, how he summarized it and expressed displeasure, disappointment, adding that Abiola will feel so. In fact, it is a desecration of the name of MK Abiola and his person. When we now said in your place, this is where you made your mistake. I've never seen you make this measure of mistake before. So here you just made your biggest of mistakes. Where the son is telling you this is what his father really he said, I am with the blueprint. So I am the one who know better. Don't tell me that my father will feel disappointed. This is what my father had for Nigerian people. And that Tinubu is delivering it marvelously. And Buhari delivered it wonderfully. And this is the pogrom that is going on across different states. The empowerment of terrorist groups, where we talked about the angle of the dimension of terrorism, how terrorists are now about taking over totally. They have been the one influencing the government, at least for the past 9 years. Terrorists, the Mieti Allah terrorist group and their affiliates, have been the one influencing the government. But now there is some kepu that they are having meetings now that it might not take too long. They will strike and take over the government like they did in Afghanistan. So, and it is the same Afghanistan Taliban that are meeting with them in Chad. So now, if you have to go to watch that yesterday video, what you call it, I think it's about Taliban's meeting with the Mieti Allah to something like that on Mumu ticket. So now you can refer to it. Thank you as you watch. Thank you. Watch while we. It's alright. Thank you. This is Akpanakwana Sokwo. As you watch, I bid you goodbye. Wait for the other. There's another coming. There's another program coming first. So maybe you hang around or do what you are doing. So afterwards you can watch it in your free time. So thank you. And I told you there is a channel. The person that gave us this platform when our other channels were shut down by YouTube on account of error. So YouTube, please. We did not say anything here that is disinformation. We did not do anything to promote terror or violence. So please, this disclaimer is to get you guided so that you know we are not derailing. Watch the video. This is Akpan. Thank you. Bye.
We know that this president that you're looking at has a lot of wonderful plans for Nigeria. Look at this new Ministry of Livestock. You know what it's going to do? Do you know what the Livestock Ministry has done in Brazil? Do you know how that is enough to even transform Nigeria?
So how do we come about Fulani again? And look at the open grazing that we have overruled. They push Tinubu now to go and say Ministry of Livestock, which is it's a fluke. We don't want it. They should go and cancel it. We don't need it. It's fake. So the only thing, they should allow us to go.
The same people that worked against my dad and cancelled this election, do you think that they're going to want the person that was trying his best to support my dad to ever become president and to actually succeed? It's the same forces that we have, but by the grace of God, I believe in God. And I believe that whatever it is that is happening, a lot of people will come to realize that this is wrong. This man has so many, I just mentioned some of the, so many things. I can talk about it all day. This is what we do in the office. This government has wonderful plans. So Nigeria shouldn't be deceived. But if you look at his own personal attitude, if you go to his house on a given day, he never knew he was going to become president. You will see people lining up. The same way you see them lining up in my dad's house. A lot of people I meet up to today, they tell me stuff like, oh, your father did this for me, your father did that for me. A lot of people I meet, they tell me that, oh, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu did this for me, he did that for me. I see these similarities in those areas. And of course, they were both accountants. But I also see a conspiracy, as in like the same people that did not want my father to succeed, they also don't want him to succeed because of the fact that he supported my dad and he almost lost everything. But that's my own personal opinion. I'm not forcing my opinion.
And your father preached hope And Brother Tinubu too is also preaching
They are
hope.
preaching hope because that's you. And even my book, Facebook, I wrote, I called it realistic hope. Hope is the only thing. Even Barack Obama, his book was Audacity of Hope. You know, hope. Without hope, we cannot get anywhere. And there's no way we can keep having hope if we see people going.
But when the hope looks like a dashed one, and people think that what they wanted, they are not getting it.
You know,
you don't think
I'll tell you what's so funny. You know, when I was a kid, you know, there was a hospital near my house. When they take me there, whenever I have malaria, they're going to give me injection. I'll just run away, and they will drag me back. I'll run away again. Then they'll finally hold me, and they'll give me the injection. After 2 days, after the pain, I'll now be happy because I'll be playing around. I would have recovered. So sometimes, for you things to get better, they have to get tough. You know, it's a test, and it's from God. But you see, God is testing people. You know, and it's not just in Nigeria.
So God,
in America,
there's a hand of God in all of this.
There's a hand of God in everything. Even the United. And where I'm going with this is the president that we have now is a different kind of president.
What makes him different?
He's a different kind of president because he's a president that believes in democracy. He's a president that believes in the common man. He's a president that loves the common man. And when I see all this that is happening, it's my job to remind people about who they are talking about. About this man is Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a man who could have actually left the democratic struggle but stood to fight for it, risking his life, risking everything he had. So he's not like the other people that have come and have disappointed. That is why he needs to be given time. He has the credit. It's like you in the United States, you know, you have a good credit rating, you can apply to get a loan because they will look at your credit record and they will give you, as opposed to someone that doesn't have a good credit record. So this man has become the president in just 1 year and 2 months he has been serving. And a lot of things he has done has been unprecedented. So that is why when people are getting agitated,
Well, it's
I understand.
Unprecedented. Unprecedented in the sense that if it's unprecedented, why are people on the streets?
People are, first of all,
those who are protesting are not being fair.
No,
are they fair to the president?
No, they're emotional. But everybody can get emotional. And that's why I'm here, to also let them know some of the facts. And by the grace of God, when we now tell them some of the facts, a lot of them will say, oh, wow, how do you know? That's where I'm going. So when people are protesting against somebody that is already doing what they're supposed to do, then it's like as if you are. It's like something you want to break, something that you want to fix something that hasn't broken. It's already been broken before, but now he's working towards fixing it.
Well, ordinarily, I would have just gone straight to answer your question, but I would like to respond to a few things Mr. Jamiu Abiola has said. And to remind Nigerians that in 2019, Mr. Jamiu Abiola told Nigerians that the then Buhari represented the vision of his father, and in fact told Nigerians to vote. He told Nigerians in 2019 to vote for Buhari to honor his father. In 2020, you can fact check me on this, Jamiu Abiola, who is President Tinubu today, told Nigerians that Buhari had the same vision with his father. When Buhari left, in 2023, thousands of Nigerians were slaughtered. The economy was nothing to write home about. The so-called wall against corruption was a complete flop. The entire country was in ruins. Tinubu came in, and even Tinubu has said that he made Nigeria destroyed. At least people loyal to him are saying so. So I begin to wonder whether Buhari's legacy represents the vision of Abiola for Nigeria. I think that is the question Mr. Jamiu and his family should think about, because when he speaks in this manner, it is a desecration of the name of his father. And I'm saying that because I'm very upset about some of the things he has said. Well, ordinarily, I would have just gone straight to answer your question, but I would like to respond to a few things Mr. Jamiu Abiola has said. And to remind Nigerians that in 2019, Mr. Jamiu Abiola told Nigerians that the then Buhari represented the vision of his father, and in fact told Nigerians to vote. He told Nigerians in 2019 to vote for Buhari to honor his father. In 2020, you can fact check me on this, Jamiu Abiola, who is President Tinubu today, told Nigerians that Buhari had the same vision with his father. When Buhari left in 2023, thousands of Nigerians were slaughtered. The economy was nothing to write home about. The so-called wall against corruption was a complete flop. The entire country was in ruins. Tinubu came in, and even Tinubu has said that he made Nigeria destroyed. At least people loyal to him are saying so. So I begin to wonder whether Buhari's legacy represents the vision of Abiola for Nigeria. I think that is the question Mr. Jamiu and his family should think about, because when he speaks in this manner, it is a desecration of the name of his father. And I'm saying that because I'm very upset about some of the things he has said.